The one person who always has your back no matter what. I had to take heat from Neil today because you couldn't be bothered to do your job, so I really don't appreciate your taking me for a fool." He was right that she had lied. She'd turned off her datapad before she'd intercepted Dade and had forgotten to turn it back on. But if she admitted that, it would open the door to a million other questions, the least of which was why she had let Dade go. Instead, she deflected. "I'm not lying." "Really?" Colin reached into his cloak to pull a handkerchief from one of his many secret pockets. "Let's look at the evidence, shall we? We'll start with the blood." "The what?" Colin pointedly lowered his gaze to her throat. He lingered over the vowels. "The blood." She fingered her neck where the knife had pressed. It felt wet, and when she pulled her hand away, her fingertips were stained. Arden sighed. She should have realized. How badly had meeting Dade thrown her off? She snagged the handkerchief from him and blotted. "It's just a scratch." Colin took hold of her chin, turning her face to get a better look. "It's not deep. It won't even need a med kit." He released his fingers, but his gaze never left her. She turned away from the intensity of his stare. There was nowhere to go on the crowded platform, no way to change the subject or distance herself while she thought up an excuse. The commuters at her back felt like a living thing as they pushed her forward. It didn't help that Colin looked at her with suspicion and distrust, something she couldn't recall him ever doing. Her shoulders deflated. "Neil's gonna freak." He smirked as if the thought of her brother losing it amused him. Yet the distrust in his gaze didn't lessen. "I doubt he'll notice." Colin's lips pressed together, and he raised an eyebrow. Okay, yes, she didn't believe that either. No matter how drugged up Neil was, he'd notice. The anticipation of that discussion started a churning in her stomach. "What happened? And this time I'd like the truth." The steel in his voice let Arden know that she hadn't been forgiven yet. She blew out a breath. "Seriously, it was nothing. I had some FaceTime with a Solazin, no biggie." "No one should have gotten close enough to cut you, especially a siskin. Unless you wanted him in your space." He paused, as if waiting for his words to register. Then his head tilted and he looked at her shrewdly. "There can be only one explanation." "What's that?" Colin paused again, dramatically. Then he leaned in close as if sharing a secret. His voice was low and conspiratorial when he asked, "How gorgeous is he?" Arden glared, wanting to kick him, hating that he could read her so easily. Dade had been breathtaking. Colin laughed loud and hard, nearly doubling over. "We're talking about a war wound. He had to be devastatingly handsome. Did you think I wouldn't figure it out? I know you better than that." Her frown quirked into a rueful smile. She was unable to stay irritated. At least he was teasing her. That was progress. "You would have found him attractive," she admitted with a shrug. He laughed harder. The jerk. "Shut up!" She lightly pushed at him with mock anger. "How'd he get so close to your neck, You must be into some kinky stuff," Colin said between heaving laughs. "If he was that amazing, I hope you gave him my number." Arden rolled her eyes. "You wish." Colin cleared his throat a few times, getting himself back under control. He then let out a long, suffering sigh that she knew was 100% fake. "Keep your secrets, if you must. But please be aware that when you fail to show when you're supposed to, my mind begins to run through every disastrous scenario." His tone fell flat, as had his expression. The guilt felt suffocating. She swallowed against it. "I'm sorry." He acknowledged her apology with a dismissive wave. "What's done is done. Please don't do it again." "Agreed," Arden nodded, happy to let it go. The train arrived and a ding sounded before the doors dissolved.